What's up, peeps? Do you want the best sensitivity settings for a controller on Battlefield 2042? Well, this is a video for you. Before we jump into the settings, I just want to make people understand that my type of settings, I always, in Battlefield, I'm more of a being more precise and being able to control recoil in comparison to Warzone, where we got people that have high sensitivity and move like crazy maniacs, right? I don't think Battlefield's that sort of game. That Battlefield's a little bit more slower paced and where you really have to hit your shots. And especially as we know where aim assist isn't working at its best. Honestly, as of right now, I would suggest people to lower down their sensitivity. But let's get right into the settings. So for my general soldier aim sensitivity, I do have 42, and I do feel this is pretty good. As you guys can see right here, this is going left maximum, and this is going right to the max, up and down. And it's not the fastest, but it's also fairly manageable, right? Let's go into the next settings. Next up, for the field of view, I like running it at 85, and as you guys can see, it's pretty good. Honestly, I think that 109 may be a little bit too much for Battlefield in my opinion, so I like running 85 on this one. And we're gonna go all the way down over here, and this is where we get our next one. So we got soldier zoom aim sensitivity, which is the sensitivity while you're aiming down sight. Now beware that there's another setting that also affects this, right? But for this one, I do have it running at 90, and we know that each, obviously depending on what scope you have, it's different, right? But as you guys can see here, this is aiming all the way to the right and aiming all to the left, and as you guys can see here, I can do perfect circles here in the middle. That's something that you always want to make sure. If you can form perfect circles, I would say that's a good sensitivity for you. If you can't form perfect circles, then it might be a little bit too fast for you. So now this is where things start getting a little bit interesting. Let's go into this one right here. So one of the things I mentioned earlier in the video that just makes your aim feel so much better is turn this one, the uniform soldier aiming, turn this one on, and your vertical aim ratio, leave it at 70. What this one will do is it will make your ADS sensitivity uniform basically, and it will just feel so much better. So as you guys can see, this number is locked, but go ahead and turn it on and you will feel a significant difference. Now this one right here, the coefficient, fine tune the uniform soldier aiming if enabled. A greater value results in higher sensitivity at higher zoom levels. So just do be aware of this one. This is like another setting that also affects your sensitivity. So for example, I have it at 85, and we're going to select a little bit of a higher zoom, right? So we're going to select this one, the 8x scope, right? And this is all the way to the left, and this is all the way to the right. Now, as you guys can see, I'm gonna go ahead and move it all the way up to, like, let's say 100 and something, right? And we go back into the game, and this is all the way to the left and all the way to the right. As you guys can see, it is definitely significantly faster, right? And also, even though it says it's for your higher aims, but it also does work for your lower aims. Like it's a little bit faster. So just be aware that there's like two types of ADS sensitivity, and one of those is coefficient. But I like to leave it at 90, at 85. Again, remember, we're trying to go with the lower zoom sensitivities to make sure that we hit those shots. And this is how I have it set up. I kind of have it set up like low zoom and high zoom in Warzone. So all the way up to my 3x, which I believe is, you know, they're pretty similar between each other. I have it at 65, and then from 3.5 to 8, I have it at 70. I might have to lower these ones like a little bit, to be honest, maybe like 68. Again, this is what I was saying, like you can use these as a base, right? A base of operations basically, and then after you've got this set up, you fine tune them yourself. But these numbers, you'll see that you're gonna be the one that's changing them a little bit. But again, this is kind of how I run them. The higher the sensitivity goes, I like to have it a little bit higher. That's just the way I've always played. And just so you guys can see my settings here, we'll test it out with a little bit different scope. So obviously, like I was mentioning, this is how it looks with my sniper. I'm going fully left and fully up and down, just so you guys can see like the maximum speed that I got. And then if we switch to one in the middle, like this 2.5 speed, this is actually a little bit too fast in my opinion. So like I would go back and then switch it back. So 2.5 needs to be a little bit slower than that. So in my opinion, go like that. And just remember, like once you switch one, you kind of want to level a lot of them, because if not, they will feel a little bit weird, right? So you just can't change one and leave the other ones like that, because if not, they'll feel a little bit weird. So we're gonna like switch these up like this, maybe bring it down to 60, and take a look at that one. This is a 1.25, and I think that's pretty good, to be honest. And again, we got this one, just testing it out. And yeah, so those are my sensitivity settings. I think that's everything that you got to get. We're just looking at the aiming sensitivity, but remember, these numbers, like you always got to play with them, and once you change one, just make sure that you change the other so they like progressively go up. If not, they're gonna feel really weird. But just remember, the most important numbers are this one, the coefficient, and the this one right here, the soldier zoom aim sensitivity. Remember that both of these both affect like your soldier aiming sensitivity, so just be aware of that one. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Let me know what your settings are. Peace out, everybody. See you all in the next one.